Life has a way of changing us. There was a season when we were passionate, hopeful, confident, and fully alive. We believed in our future. We enjoyed our relationships. We showed up with enthusiasm and faith. But then life introduced pressure, disappointment, loss, rejection, mistakes, unfair situations. Slowly, without realizing it, something began to shut down inside. We didn't stop living, but we stopped being fully ourselves. We learned how to survive, but we forgot how to thrive. One day, we wake up and realize we're not the same person we used to be. God never intended for you to start your journey full of faith and end it emotionally withdrawn, insecure, and disengaged. That is not your destiny. You may feel like you've lost yourself, but the truth is, the real you has not disappeared. It has been buried under pain, fear, and disappointment. The joyful you is still there. The confident you is still there. The passionate, hopeful, courageous you is still there. One of the reasons Jesus came was to restore what was lost, to heal what was broken, and to call people back to life again. God does not abandon you at a deficit. He restores. After the introduction, let me start with a real story. A few years ago, a woman shared how she used to be outgoing, creative, and full of joy. She loved people, loved learning, loved dreaming. But after a painful divorce and years of criticism, something shifted. She became guarded. She stopped sharing her ideas. She avoided deep relationships. She said, "I didn't become bitter overnight. I just slowly learned to protect myself." From the outside, she looked fine. Successful career, responsible, dependable. But on the inside, she felt disconnected from who she once was. What she didn't realize was that she hadn't lost herself. She had hidden herself. And what God eventually showed her was this: protection that keeps you from pain can also keep you from purpose. That is often how we lose ourselves, not through one dramatic moment, but through gradual withdrawal. We stop engaging because engagement feels risky. We stop dreaming because disappointment feels safer than hope. We stop trusting because trust once hurt us. But staying hidden may feel safe, yet it slowly drains life from the soul. Scripture shows us this pattern from the very beginning. In Genesis, Adam and Eve lived in full confidence and peace. They walked with God openly. There was no fear, no shame, no insecurity. But after they disobeyed God, guilt entered in. Shame followed. Fear took over. Instead of running toward God, they hid. When God came into the garden, he asked Adam, "Where are you?" God wasn't asking for information. He already knew where Adam was physically. He was asking Adam to confront what had changed internally. It was as if God was saying, "Where is the person I created you to be? Where is the confident you, the joyful you, the secure you?" That same question still echoes today. Where are you? Where is the you before the betrayal? Before the failure? Before the disappointment? Where is the version of you that loved life, believed deeply, and stepped forward with faith? Too often, when life wounds us, we respond by hiding our personality, hiding our dreams, hiding our emotions. We show up physically, but disengage emotionally. We are present, but not participating. The enemy thrives on disengagement. He would love for you to live numb, disconnected, and guarded, hiding your gifts and silencing your voice. But here is a critical truth. God cannot heal what remains hidden. Healing begins when we come out of hiding. Restoration begins when we choose to re-engage. Hiding can feel easier. If you don't try, you can't fail. If you don't love deeply, you can't be hurt deeply. If you don't dream, you can't be disappointed. But the cost of hiding is far greater than the risk of living. When we disengage, we also disconnect from joy, fulfillment, growth, and purpose. Pain may knock you down, but it does not have to redefine you. Failure is an event, not an identity. A mistake is something you did, not who you are. The Bible gives us another powerful example in the life of Elijah. Elijah experienced extraordinary victories. He saw fire fall from heaven. He prayed and ended a long drought. He outran a chariot by supernatural strength. Yet after one threat from Queen Jezebel, fear overwhelmed him. He ran, isolated himself, and hid in a cave. This great prophet, anointed, faithful, courageous, lost sight of who he was. God came to him and asked, "What are you doing here?" Not in condemnation, but in invitation. God was saying, "This cave is not who you are. Fear is not your identity. Isolation is not your calling." Then God told him, "Go back the way you came." In other words, come out of hiding and return to who I created you to be. That same call is being spoken to many people today. You may still be faithful. You may still love God. But part of you has settled into survival mode. You're not dreaming like you used to. You're not enjoying life like you once did. You've allowed disappointment to shrink your vision and dull your passion. God is saying, come out of hiding. Go back to who you are. Another powerful biblical perspective comes from Peter. Peter was bold, outspoken, confident, until he failed publicly by denying Jesus. After that failure, Peter didn't just feel guilty, he withdrew. He went back to fishing, back to familiarity, back to what felt safe. But Jesus didn't leave Peter in that place. After the resurrection, Jesus sought him out, restored him, and recommissioned him. Peter's failure did not cancel his calling. It refined it. What Peter thought disqualified him actually prepared him for greater impact. The same is true for you. People's words, opinions, and treatment do not determine your worth. You were created in the image of God. When negative thoughts whisper that you're not enough, not talented, not qualified, you must ask where those thoughts are coming from. If they bring shame, fear, or discouragement, they are not from God. God speaks life. God speaks truth. God speaks restoration. There is a powerful modern illustration that reflects this truth. A video once showed a stray dog living behind a dumpster in a busy city alley. The dog was thin, afraid, and aggressive. When someone approached, it growled and showed its teeth. Not because it was evil, but because it had been hurt. Slowly, with patience and care, a woman earned its trust. She brought food, blankets, and spoke gently. Eventually, the dog allowed itself to be rescued. A year later, the same dog was playful, joyful, affectionate, and full of life. That playful dog was always there. It was just hidden behind fear and self-protection. Many people lived the same way. Life hurt them, so they built defenses. They withdrew. They decided, this is just who I am now. But God sees beyond your defenses. He sees who you really are. And He is calling you out of hiding, not to shame you, but to heal you. God is not finished with you. He did not create you and then abandon you because of mistakes, failures, or unfair circumstances. He is a restoring God, a redeeming God, a God of new beginnings. He is saying, where are you? Come back. Let me restore your joy. Let me heal your confidence. Let me awaken your purpose. Yes, coming out of hiding involves risk. You may be hurt again. You may fail again. But you will also love again, dream again, grow again, and live again. Staying hidden may feel safe, but it will never satisfy the soul. There will always be a quiet unrest, a sense that you were made for more. That unrest is God calling you forward. I believe today that the part of you that was lost is being restored. Your confidence is returning. Your passion is reigniting. Your creativity is awakening. Your joy is coming back. This is a new season. God is calling you to step back into life, not as a broken version of yourself, but as the full you. Remember this truth: you were never lost beyond recovery. God is restoring the full you, starting now.